Good morning, team. Good morning, all. Hope you all had a good evening last night. A good morning. Some of you up early in Europe. Hope you've had a good trading session. Market continues to be resilient. Shorts continue to be trapped in this market. We have a possible weekly model now playing out. Everything possible today. Muted reaction to the news this morning. The big mover and the big eyes right now, obviously on the tariffs, but also on Amazon earnings, which are coming at the bell. So let's start off like we always do and get through these daily charts. Do a top-down analysis. All right, so daily. In fact, let's go for a weekly. Weekly, which is important, is being very bullish right now. Okay, we have left all these lows down here on the weekly. There's been no break underneath this with closure, right? Which is what true bearish move would be. So bulls, every time we've got down here, failed breakouts for shorts, and they keep getting trapped. So what does that mean? That means this week's failed breakdown, which came off the tariff news, last week's failed breakdown, which came off the AI news, both absorbed by bulls. Last week we closed, we were all the way up here until we had the tariff news. And this week we've absorbed all the way back up. So we're now coming into key weekly levels, aren't we? Because this is last week's closure on the week. Shorts from last week, if they're swing shorts, have their stop placed up here at 951. We're building a very nice weekly flag here. Get above this base, we can possibly go for higher prices later in the quarter. Into a daily chart, you can see this absorption, all right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Long tails on the bottom, closing high, closing high, closing high. The key now becomes is, are we able to rotate? All right, 5 days stayed above 20-day, very bullish. We chopped a bit yesterday, got that expansion late morning, afternoon. Are we able to hold these levels for the continuation higher? That's what we're asking right now. We have a gap here, which we've traded through and back under. So I'm watching this gap into 900. It's definitely going to be something I've got an eye on. But we can get more detail from what's possible in the hourly chart. So let's move over to that. Right here in the hourly. All right, so make sure you guys can see that nice and clean. These are your key levels. Let's just pull that up a bit for you. So again, yesterday, here is early morning yesterday. We started holding Wednesday. Nice squeeze upside, testing supply. Right, into the afternoon session, we created so much volume here that we moved point of control from down here to up here. And then we flagged out into the close. All right, flagged out into the close. And we're holding gains so far overnight. Now, into the close, where were we looking to fill? Well, we have an H1 imbalance from this kill candle here. All right, so do this as gray just so you can see it. So we tagged into this. Why am I saying it's an H1 imbalance? If you remember Friday last week, when we got the Trump news, we just went straight sell. There is never a return back in for sellers to get involved. So this is thin liquidity here. You can see it in this shape of the profile. Right here, very, very thin. Most of the volume are buyers trapped up at 913. All right, so 913 going to be key level. If we come back into that, do those buyers start getting out? Or have we fulfilled enough? So the question today is, are we going to do the same as the last few days? Let's just think about this pattern. Drive up, pull back, drive up, pull back, drive up. We're in the pullback. Here's your break and retest kind of zone. Are we going to do this and go and take these stops out? And if we take them, we're looking for next levels, which are over here. All right, I can just pop this in nice and easy. It's basically a triple top there, asking to get taken at some point. That is the question. If we're going to do that, then we need to basically hold 700. All right, 700 is this old point of control that we put in yesterday. Now, we bounced right off it on that morning move. You can see it right here. Here is all the volume, 716, right? And we've come in, tagged it, and held so far. So that's a key level, sort of 700, this lower wick, 675, this back test of this area where these shorts got blown out. All right, they became buys in here. We're back testing. If we hold this blue box and continue to hold this blue box, we have upside potential. Now, what we should probably do is just put in a little flat top overnight high. All right, this is your London high that we want to attack. So if we're going to hold this, we're looking for some kind of bullish pattern. Now, it might be something like this with a trap. It might be just a double bottom and a go. It might be that it's already done it and it's a reclaim and go up here. If we fail this level, then we're thinking about a rotation further down. So if we fail this level, come under, it needs to fail on a rejection. Remember, just like yesterday, if it reclaims it, the squeeze is on. If it fails on the rejection, then a rotation all the way back down into this level here, all right, where we found these buys yesterday. So those are the two sort of trades I'm looking at. So bullish for upside needs to hold 700-ish. Underneath that, I'm not going to take a breakdown trade, right? I'm not looking to, if we come down here, just slam short, right? I need some form of structure to get short into. If we hold this, I'm looking for at least to take out here. Now, the other thing to note is if we just go straight upside and we're not able to get long in the morning, right? I don't want to be getting in long in here, right? What's happened to these bulls last time they did it? These guys got long in here when we had supply, they got slammed in. Right? These guys got long in here when we had supply, they got slammed on. I don't want to be long in here. Breakout, retest, yes, long for next move. But I'm not going to chase longs into supply, just sticking to my rules. You trade how you want. If you want to take breakout trades up there, that's up to you. I'm definitely not taking breakout trades in this market. For me, the best breakout trade in this market, right, is probably going to come at this level up here, because we've got a triple top, that's all-time highs. We break that, we probably just go for a moonshot at that point. All right, so if I'm going to take a breakout, it will be off a big daily level, and it's not going to be today. So hopefully that makes it clear what we're looking at. Moving into 5-minute chart here, you can see overnight, we're building volume at the level we're at right now, basically at VWAP. Now, I don't love VWAP opens. Lots of you will know that. This, for me, can be a sign that we chopped for a while. Yesterday was the same. We opened at VWAP. So you've got to be a little bit clever with how you play, a little bit patient. This trade down here this morning was the best one, right? This break here, shorts down into old point of control, inverted head and shoulders, and we go back to VWAP, right? That's been a lovely trade. I haven't taken that. I wasn't at my desk, but that's been the nicest trade so far. We are just in the overnight range again. So London swept Asia, top side, then swept bottom side, and then is holding gains. So this really is boxed in. All right, low hanging fruit, if we're going to go upside, will be these stops to get into that supply. Again, if we let go of here, we're thinking about lower prices. That's it. It's very, very similar to every single day that we've had so far this week. Very, 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 very similar. Right, bulls are in control, but every day we seem to be pushing overnight, coming back inside for that New York session or the New York Open, and then that leaves overhead targets and overhead supplies. You've got to be a little bit cautious with how you play. But trend very much in control from an H1 point of view. Obviously in the daily, we're just in a range still, but from the H1 point of view, we are in a trend. Let me just mark out this last thing. What is the top of that gap? 21,900. Okay. VIX, let's talk about the VIX. VIX continues to just fade off. All right, just coming right back down to the demand, which we found last Friday. All right, right back down to that same area. So we had a huge drive of 1490 Friday to Monday, gapped up, opened up at 20s on the Monday, and all we've done since is just drift lower. All right, just a bouncing ball going back down to demand. And let's have a quick look at the mag. I did go over it with my team earlier. So Apple opening up inside yesterday's range. So big drive up in the after hours, coming back down near its close, or maybe just a bit of a gap down here on Apple, but not a lot. Microsoft, again, the same. Big drive up, coming back testing its key level that it broke out from yesterday, that IB high. Amazon is on an absolute squeezer. All right, Amazon earnings after the bell. Now, what if I said about Amazon for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks? Relative strength in the market. That thing looks like a flipping monster. Every day we're in a sell, Amazon is either flat or up. All right, it's going for a squeeze. Now, could it be a sell the news event? Absolutely. Could absolutely be a sell the news event. So if you're in Amazon calls, just think about that. I don't like gambling into earnings, but Amazon looks very, very strong here, opening up with a gap up yet again. Google flat inside the last 2 days range, right? It's in a bottoming out pattern right now. So we had a big gap down on earnings. Key for Google really is let's just call it a 194 break, and gives it a bit more room, but really it's sort of 194.73, so a 195 break for Google for upside. If it starts washing underneath 190, you've got to be careful. Meta holding gains pretty well. Yesterday had a big drive up in the morning, pullback all afternoon, and then traded sideways. Still basing over 700, still looking pretty strong. Nvidia on an absolute tear. All right, Nvidia on a tear. It bottomed out a bit like what Google might have to do. It bottomed out for a few days, and it's just going right back upside now. So that huge cup all the way back up to a breakout level. So we're trading all the way back up towards 130 now. So it might need a pullback before going again, but looks set for a squeeze. And Tesla just terrible, just absolutely terrible. Keeps rolling over. So that's your mag. A bit of a mixed bag. Not much news to think about today. It was very, very muted on that news this morning. And we have 2 minutes until the open. So make sure you go through your checklist. Have you slept enough? Have you eaten? Have you had your coffee or your water? Are you hydrated? Do you understand what plays you are looking for? Have you checked your ATM strategy, your stops, your internet, all the basics? And again, be cautious, all right? Be cautious. We have news constantly. Even now, just see Trump just said, we will drive the price of oil down, everything will follow. I mean, if he's going to talk at the open, God knows what this man could say, right? So just be aware about that. He can really move the market right now. Going to go through the chat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miguel, Chris, Trentry81, Jeff, Vince, Christy, Mindful Matters, Stephen, Glenn, Peter, Jesse, Thumper, Indicator, Small Caps Trader, Minix, Crawford, BU, Leron, TR, Steve, good morning, everyone. Peter Curry saying, I caught the move down from 820 to 710, 820. So you took this break. Lovely. Somewhere around, where's your 820s? All the ways up here. Wow. So you took this. I'd have probably taken this part here. Probably would have left that alone. So 820s down to 710. Bound to point control. That is a beautiful move. So you probably don't really need to be here for the rest of the day, mate. If you got that 100-pointer in the bag to start the day, lovely work. Where are you based, Peter? Are you, remind me, are you in Europe? Are you East Coast? I'm assuming you're not West Coast taking that move, because you would have been up very, very early. Yeah, Nvidia looks good. Yulimar, good morning. Aid, good morning. Yeah, good luck, everyone. 3 seconds here to the open. Let's see what we get. And we go from there. All right, so how we act, remember, in towards those 700s is going to be key. Aberdeen, Scotland. Ah, nice. So what clan are you classed as? My grandfather was Forbes clan, was Aberdeenshire as well. That's why I asked. So I've got a Forbes tartan somewhere back in England. So here you go, stuck at VWAP at the open, driving back down into those 700. Remember that the sort of blue area, oil point control, that is key on this session. Is Trump talking? I mean, he was a second ago. I haven't seen anything else hit my newswire, just that headline. All right, Apple opening up down, Microsoft green, Amazon green, almost 1% up, Google 1.4% down, Meta pretty much flat, Nvidia 1.6% up, Tesla 1% down. All right, we're drifting all the way down here into this box so far. All right, no trades yet. Probably could have taken that opening drive lower, to be honest. It was probably quite a good one, stuck at VWAP. For looking for this move, how it acts here key. If they absorb this, you've got to be careful. Same rules as always, but only in the opening 2 minutes here. Clan Curry, part of the McDonald clan. Ah, nice. I'll check out that tartan in a bit. Age, you got that move as well with Peter. Great work, team. I love to see it. Love to see it. So ES trading back to its VWAP now. SPY back on its VWAP now. QQQ back on its VWAP right now. Do they start letting go of these levels? That's the key here. Do we trade into that blue box? So a 43-point move this morning on that opening 2-minute drive down. Something in my eye here. So ES coming right back into VWAP and absorbing off it so far. We came very close to that blue box, sweeping that first move here. Sweeping that so far. Real mixed bag in the Mag 7. Spiders holding VWAP. QQQ went under VWAP, back upside right now, trying to retest it. So do they create some sort of flag here? What time frame am I on here? Not on the right time frame, that's for sure. Sorry about that, team. So do they create some sort of flag here and break down and hold this, or is this just going to be enough to sweep this and do this move and go all the way back for the London high? All the indexes other than the NQ so far are reclaiming their VWAPs, but have to see how this acts. It's still very, very, very early in the morning, but really you kind of expect some form of retest at the low, somewhere down here and towards POC, but who knows right now. If they've caught again, this would be the same move every morning, a little dip, and then a drive all the way higher. Would be nice if this came back towards that point of control rather than just sweeping that and making it extra hard to think about taking a play. It came back into these guys here who found the bid earlier. All right, so we think about pivot, first pullback. This might be trap low to then go higher, which would be literally identical to what we've had all week long if they're going to do that. Mag, Tesla 2% down now. Google 0.75% down. Apple over 0.5% down. Nvidia pulling back a little bit, 1.2% up now. Amazon 0.75% up. Microsoft half 8% up. Sorry, I can't get my words out. So driving back into that imbalance, into VWAP Qs, or NQ stuck at its VWAP so far. Everything else is through its VWAP already. All right, ES is over its VWAP. SPY is over its VWAP. QQQ is over its VWAP. It's only the NQ underneath it right now. But they're still letting this shake out because I don't know if they're going to bear flag this for a rotation back to point of control, which would be better both sides. It'd be better for a short and it'd be better for thinking about a long later rather than just this small trap on internal liquidity here. Stuck at the London low here as well. Stuck at the Asia low. So if we continue to sell that, it is possible for a move lower. If they start reclaiming above these levels here and previous day high, then we're going to go for a run up to London high, up to 831. So a bit of a battle here while they decide what they're doing. Somewhat surprised that they didn't want to go and retest that low, but maybe they do it later in the day. Definitely not taking this long right now. Flow zone's very much flat, right? Went up and now they're flat. So just going to wait for some form of expansion before I think about anything at all. That daily high yesterday, 800-ish. What's on the book? We haven't really talked about that yet. Stacked book here. Not that thick, but you got sort of 20, 30, 40 lots dialed around everywhere right now, each side of the tape. So nothing that clean. Above 800, you have a 50 lot at 825. And then you have a 134 lot up at 900. Okay, and then we have some liquidity down towards 700, not huge. So 725, 712, 700, there's sort of 30, 40 lots down there, but nothing massive. No close over that VWAP yet for the NQ. ES coming back to VWAP yet again. SPY now underneath its VWAP here. So if they start to break down here, they are going to be in trouble. Very early in the day still. I kind of expect a retest in towards those levels that we talked about, in towards down here somewhere. So watching if they do break this down, if there's some form of confirmation. Still very, very early. But I am watching carefully about a potential short here. I just do not want to get trapped. This is where they've liked to trap in the last few days. Yes, dipping under VWAP. Does it backtest it and fail now for a drive lower back down to previous day high on the ES or not? If it doesn't need to do that, it's very strong. We talked about that in Discord yesterday. When we bid and hold above previous day high, it's very strong. I'm watching this very, very carefully now for this breakdown trade in towards point of control. That would be a nice trade if it will do it. Doesn't seem very willing. The strength in the market, the resilience in this market has been incredibly impressive the last week. I'd say even the last 2 weeks. Every single dip absorbed, every single trap on any time frame, even 1 minute time frames, absolutely absorbed. Shorts are getting themselves twisted in this market. It keeps drifting higher. The amount of people that I've had messaging me, when's it time to short NQ? Must be a short on NQ soon. It's got to be a short on NQ. That tells me this market's going to go higher because people are desperate to place short positions, and that's when they get blown out. Right? When they start saying, I don't like what Trump's saying, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. The market doesn't care what you think or what you like. It cares about the technicals, and it cares about who's trapped. And that's the only thing it cares about. So interesting here, different looks across the market. SPY and ES starting to break down. They're at New York lows right now. We're midpoint of the range in the NQ. So is the NQ going to follow? Most of the mag is green, but starting to give back a little bit here. Tesla now 2.5% down. Google almost 1% down. Everything else, Nvidia 0.5% up. So Nvidia giving a lot of those gains back. Like we said, it might need a pullback before it attacks the highs here on Nvidia. Apple might go green to red here. Very, very close. Everything dancing on those opening closing prices on the dailies. QQQ reclaiming its VWAP. NQ still under it. No big breakdown here into these key levels. All right, remember, where the higher time frame buyers are here. Where the better short would be is if we get stuck under these levels for a rotation. Anything here right now is sort of high risk for this move because they can just as easily trap this, go like this and go, thanks very much, stops, we go upside. So no plays in here yet. I will need confirmation. I will need some volume and a directional candle to step in for me to think about anything. So far this morning, we're 10 minutes in. We've traded 45-point range and the range is getting tighter and tighter. The last 5 minutes, we've been in 20-point range. Range likes to trap people. Once it's finished tightening that range, we get an expansion and people get killed. Yeah. Just letting this do whatever it wants to do right now. So strength again from the Qs, holding on yet again. SPY coming back towards its VWAP. ES reclaiming its VWAP. Ugly looking open here. Like we said, probable for an ugly open when you open at VWAP. This is so often the case. So often the case. You get jostling for positions. When you're opening well below VWAP, you're thinking about how can I sell this? Can I get a drive back to VWAP for a sell? When you're opening above, it's like, can I get a pullback in for a buy? When you're opening at VWAP, we lack direction. We've got overhead supply intraday, and we've got some underneath demand lower down here, and we're just opening between the two. All right, overhead supply from Asia, London is here, daily is here, demand is here. This is nothing. This is no man's land right now. Again, book just that close, right? All the limit orders are very, very close. Someone flashed a sell up at 825 and moved it. He's now left. Right, and you've got buyers, and they're small lots. They're not big. 750, 737, 725. They're not huge lots. Even 700. It's only a 48 lot. It's not massive size. Not like there's a huge magnet of like 400 down there waiting to get filled. So this can still just chop and trap. Google now over 1% down. What a horrible open. Don't get a good market every day. All right, we do not get a good market every day. ES back under VWAP. SPY rejecting its VWAP. Can they rotate back down towards some level of demand and put in bullish structure, or snap down, retest, and offer a bear move for the remainder of the day? I don't care what they do, but what we can't do is just trade in a tiny little box here. If they snap, this move here will be very nice. If they catch, then we wait for prints for this. Remember, any short today is still counter trend, technically. You might get a trend day if they truly and really truly want to let this go for this rotation. This might be a trend day down to here, but it can just as easily, like I talked about in Discord, do this, which is what it's done the last few days. As you can see, it's unwilling to move lower. It does not like pulling back, this market. If we zoom out, every single pullback has been absorbed at RBS levels. It's never felt the need to retest lower. Oh my God. Trading View, come on. All right, every single time, RBS, RBS, RBS. It's never felt the need to do, okay, we haven't got enough true buyers in here. Come on, Trading View, don't annoy me this morning. It's never felt the need to do this yet, right? So shorts are cooked in this market. It just keeps drifting higher, 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 higher. It's all it wants to do. Because shorts are cooked, all right? That's literally why. I don't really feel like this is moving the last week off that much demand. I think most of it is just shorts being bent over. All right, so previous day high here now tagged. What a ripper. Shorts absolutely cooked in this again, like we said. Look how small this trap is. This is what's amazing from this market. This trap's so small for the need to do that. And then it reacts, boom, so quickly. Like, that's so quick with the volume stepping in here. Doesn't take time at all. So all the way back now. Looks like it's going to do a move for that London high now. Just holding all gains, driving up for its London high. So, so impressive. So impressive. It has no interest in deep pullbacks, this market, just none. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Base is over previous day high, then we can think about continuation trades. Flat top break there. It's going to drive up. It wants to drive up if it can. It's so, look how much of a rush it's in. It's just like the last few days. I'm literally feel like I'm just repeating myself all week. Little trap, and it's in a rush to move higher. It's like, how quickly can I get up there? Let's get up there. Why is that? Because shorts just won't flipping learn. All right. And the unfortunate thing about that is that it means we don't get a good price as a buyer. If you're a value buyer like me, we don't get good prices because shorts are trapped in the market. Makes it frustrating for me to get involved because I'm not getting that cheap price that I want. So back to previous day high now. Can't trade this yet. Like flow zone's miles away because it was such a big squeeze up. Got to let this just cool down. It's probably going to be very much like yesterday, just in a hurry to move higher. Yes, with a big rejection there on that last drive up, as is the SPY. I still think this should just drift higher and higher and higher right now. Yeah, Peter, I think that's good. Holding runner for that London high looks good. Such a big move here once that buy came in. So quick. Does it base out here at previous day high? Remember, failed breakout above previous day high will possibly be problematic. You would expect it to come and clear London out with that flat top up there on London, but if it fails to move higher on here and can't hold previous day highest red line, it is problematic. It's not a good sign for bulls. But really, you'd expect some form of bull fag, and a move like this really is what it should try and do. But again, I can't take this with balances down here. Flow zone's way lower. Just got to wait right now. Yeah, exactly, Peter. That's exactly it. Previous day high. Very important here. Remember, ES is well above previous day high. QQQ is actually above previous day high. Tesla now 3% down. Nvidia finding some bids there, which is good. Looking good for Nvidia. Here's your fails. So watching VWAP now. Do they backtest sort of this flat top, which we broke out from? Remember, we broke out from here and here. If this becomes trapped buyers and we rotate down there, then I'm definitely thinking about shorts. But until then, I'm thinking about pullbacks and do they absorb? Watching this now. If they're going to let this go, it's going to be nasty. So all the way back to VWAP there. All the way back for that back test. Key levels now. Do they absorb this like they're trying? If they let this go, they don't hold this, and this becomes trapped buyers, this rotation becomes far more probable at that point. So far, look how quickly they back tested it and absorbed it so far. Whoop. That look on ES is not good. That last drive up on the 5-minute candle. Got stuck at the highs, got slammed with a pin bar, now trading back down to its VWAP. SPY under its VWAP already. Starting to have that look of heaviness on the SPY, which is unusual, having not cleared out above head. So I wouldn't trust the shorts yet, even though it looks strong. The fact that it's left liquidity up above is very bad. Peter out with profit. Yeah, that's good. So Peter, you were long for those breakouts. You were long down here. It's a good move. So absorbing again. Absorbing here, absorbing here. Can it do something like this for a continuation? Yeah, Peter's been on beast mode for the last few weeks. He's trading very, very well. Bit of divergence here across the indexes. VIX finding a little bit of a bid there on demand. Still like just been on drip down, but definitely a small reaction there. Bonds trying to recover a bit after yesterday's sell-off. Most of the mag green, Google and Tesla are not. Right, so most of tech green. And there you go. There's that bounce, that back test holding. All right, so now can they trade upside into this London area, that back test holding? I don't know why this keeps drawing every time I move over to try and move this. So bullish momentum continues here. Those highs are into 830s, and then above that we should trade into the supply that was formed last week into 900. Right, so London high, through that we should trade right up into 900. New high of day here on the NQ, not on the ES or SPY. So tech doing all the work here. You have divergence in the market. Flow zones remain bullish. Multi-time frame trend remains bullish. Upside looks good. Remains bullish into here, and then a squeeze above if it can get going. Look how much of a hurry it's in again. Look at the difference between the pullbacks and the way we are moving up. The volume just steps straight back in when we move upside. Shorts are just so cooked in this market. Yeah, looking for London high. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me to look for that London high right now. Five more minutes until you get a new hourly bar as well. So how this hourly bar closes will matter. All right, you got to be, if we take out London high and close back inside that range, it's not a very pretty hourly bar for the next hour. It's great for now if you're trading long now, but for the next hour, it's not so great. If it can close above and hold gains above, then you offer that pullback into London high and hold. I'm watching previous day high here again. The fact that ES is not getting going and tech's doing all the work, and there's a big divergence in the market here. You want to be cautious. Previous day high here again. Right, PDH here again. Watching this very, very carefully. Do they start selling it like this? This is what I mean. ES through VWAP. Structure's still bullish here. But ES not helping out the Qs, right? So ES is at low of day right now. SPY at low of day right now. If they start letting go, you can get a rotation here. You have big divergence here. Still in bullish pattern in terms of what you're seeing in front of you. We are still in from the open. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. ES isn't. ES is right the way down here. Right, so you have divergence. Tech trying to do the move for the market. Still hasn't taken out that London high. Still basing above previous day high. If it starts letting go of previous day high and rotates to VWAP and it can't hold VWAP, then I think you get that move to the old point of control. Why does it keep doing that? All right, this level here key. If you get stuck under here, this becomes more and more probable. All right, you're in trend up. It needs to hold this or a little sweep to do this. If it starts getting stuck and ES starts selling, this move here becomes probable. I'm just seeing now Trump peace talks with Ukraine have been leaked. That's what's hitting the wire right now. 3 sources all hit at once there. Daily Mail, I think, is who's leaked it, from what I just read. Still trying to absorb here. ES looks ugly. Really, really ugly right now. Two minutes until that new H1 candle, remember. I think a wash is coming here by the looks of it. They keep digging down in towards these lows. If they start letting go of this, it's going to get nasty quick. They have to absorb this around PDH. There you go. Remember, this was the squeeze candle. This candle here, this level here becomes important. We've dipped in once. We let go of that. Then everyone up here gets trapped and we wash all the way lower. We absorb it. We can still have a potential continuation trade. We're still 1 minute left until a new H1. Right, so starting to break down here, starting to let go of these flow zones. This is what I'm talking about with this short. There you go. ES really letting go aggressively now, coming back down to his previous day high. Into VWAP here for the Qs, letting go of VWAP. So dance around here now. If it starts washing, we go back to the old point of control like I keep talking about. And like we said, that VIX finding a bid off the old demand. How this H1 closes important here. 15 seconds. Closing right the way back to point of control on the session, 775. Or maybe a bit lower. Maybe that's just the edge of the volume, to be honest. So finding some bids there. Both sides still yet to get liquidated, all right? We've left that London high up there, which is unusual. And we haven't really gone back to test those 700s yet. So both sides still left. Both sides can be attacked at some point. Starting to come down here back into VWAP again. So like I said, these areas here are going to be key. If it lets go of these areas, a potential wash down into those point of control starts to become possible, right? If it lets go of this, then this is possible. If it holds this, then a squeeze and a clear out. We've left liquidity up here. So the short is high risk here with knowing that this is overhead, but this is possible. Both things possible right now. You are midpoint of range, right? Think about your initial balance, your New York session. You're right in the middle right now. You're right at the edge of volume. One more attempt here at VWAP. If they start letting go of this, then we're going to get that flush moment, I think. We can go and tap the IB low and then old point of control. Here you go. Starting to add into this now, looking to see. I do not want them to absorb this. I'm already got my stop in the money. Bear flag here. So shift here. Drive, 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 drive. Lower. Bear flag. Looking for this. Beautiful. So stop already in the money. Looking for lower prices here. I'm looking for lower prices. If we start absorbing here, I will get out of this position. But I would like to see lower prices here. It's that simple. Do not want a reclaim of previous day high. Previous day high reclaim. No bueno if it does that. So that red line key. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Nice first trade here. So absorption now into, this is the area where we found buyers. So starting to take some profit into this. Once we start letting go of this, a bigger trade can come. The divergence also is ES is trading into its previous day high. So ES, imagine this red line. This is right. Come on, TradingView, driving me mad today. Is right here. All right. So ES will want to hold this, whereas we're below it already. So again, divergence in the market here. This is a counter trend trade as well, remember. So the short is counter trend today. So any reclaim of that PDH, this will come off the table because this can be a long protecting this. Be one leg, two leg, reclaim this and upside. Remember, like I said, we've left liquidity up here, which is why the short is high risk. Just to explain it all to you so you can understand what I'm thinking about. I would feel much more comfortable in this short if we'd already taken out the London high. If we'd already removed that London high, removed that liquidity, I feel way, way better about this short. We've got a seller up at 850 looking to get filled. So he's just trying to be in a magnet right now as well. He's the biggest size on the book, 91 lot up there. Here we go. Come on, market. Come and be nice for me. Break all the way down to point of control. Stop absorbing. It's like tiring, the absorption in this market. This is how you know shorts are cooked, because every move down springs back up really, really quickly. So it makes these counter trend rotations really hard to get involved in. Man, I've got to mute some of these rooms on Discord. Like, the owners need to really shut the up. Just posting every 2 minutes. I've got to just mute them. Mute server. Non-stop pushing their products for people to buy. It drives me nuts. Still looking good here. It's just basing. ES still, though, above its previous day high. Right, so that's the divergence. Yes, ES did take London. It did. I don't like that it's above previous day. All right, so ES can still do that inverse head and shoulder kind of look. And this would be the level that it would need to absorb at right now. If you zoom out that pivot that it did at 3 a.m., we're into that same level right now, which is above previous day high. So if it keeps protecting that, it's going to be hard for this market to move lower right now for a counter trend pullback. Remember, high time frame, we're bullish. This market is very, very bullish right now on the high time frame. VIX keeps back testing that previous day low. It's got to trade through that, really, 1580, for it to have a shot at driving upside and causing the market to have a bigger move down, which the market just, again, it seems unwilling to move lower. We've talked about it all morning. It does not want to move lower. It wants to drift higher. So all these counter trend shorts, are very, very hard to like get too much money out of these right now. The ES going for that back test of VWAP right now. Still think we can move lower. It's just unwilling to do it. I still think we can. It's just being unwilling right now to do that move. I'd love that move into this blue box. That's what I'd love. If it reclaims previous day high, though, all bets are off. All right, we need this into here. Flow zones are kind of flat, so you've got to be very, very careful. It reclaims this, all bets are off. Did you just draw that all on another screen? I'm not really sure what you're talking about there, TR. You're going to have to be specific because I'm talking a lot at high pace. So by the time I look, I have no idea what you're talking about. When I was narrating the S&P, well, I don't draw it. I'm reading it. I'm telling you what the S&P is doing. I can't put the S&P on here as well. You're watching the NQ. This market unwilling to move lower right now. Here comes previous day high test again. Again, if they reclaim this, all bets are off. Potential squeezes on from that point to go back to that London high. Here's your back test of that previous day level. Must stay heavy versus that for a rotation lower. We are holding above the VWAP. We are above the flow zones. These are counter trend shorts. These are the hardest trades in the book, and we're at the midpoint of the session. Really, really tricky. Ugly, ugly chart looking at this between the two. They look very, very different, right? NQ trying to drive towards the highs. ES right now stuck at its lows. Very, very different charts. There you go. All bets are off now, like we said. Through previous day high can go for a squeeze back towards the London highs. So the market continues to trap shorts, right? It will not give a back test of demand. It doesn't want to do it. It just wants to go higher because shorts are cooked. I almost got cooked in that. Thankfully, took some profits in towards those lows. Very, very tricky market to trade this. It's basically saying you have to buy every single pullback, even though they're not deep. Every single pullback is being bought because shorts are covering, forcing it higher. It is not allowing any depth to any pullback. All week long, we've seen the same thing. No real deep pullbacks in this market. Like, this is the only one it's given. And of course, it's overnight. It's not for us. This one here. Right, this is shallow from here to here. There's nothing in this to trade upside. But we are going to go for those London highs now. So completely cooked again. Geez, what a hard market to get involved with for the long trades. The best trades right now are the swing traders. They're having so much fun in this market, just absorbing these like big dips which are coming on Fridays and Sundays. All right, so 850 on the book. Seller up there, trying to drag it higher. I think we talked about him a bit earlier. ES reclaiming its VWAP. You got to laugh, man. You just got to laugh at these. Look at the difference in volume as well. Look at these shorts getting squeezed. Look at this volume the moment this happens. Boom. Market's in a hurry to do what it wants. Like I said, feel better about the shorts if London high was taken. Would feel much more comfortable if London high was taken, which it was not. Was not taken. So watching ES now, traded through VWAP. Does it back test VWAP now and hold it for a new squeeze higher? Left relative equal highs here now at 22. You've got to imagine those get absolutely wrecked. They're about to get wrecked, like we just said. Crazy, man. Resilience to this market is just so impressive. I guess really there's no narrative to sell. Like, every narrative to sell has been the tariffs, and they're priced in like that, and then they disappear. It's crazy. Yeah, 53 lot, 850, I see him, and then 116 lot at 900. 117, 900, and 104 at 22K right now. So they're just trying to drag this up. They just want to drift higher, 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 higher. More, 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 more. It's all they care about right now. How high can we go? Look at the divergence, though. Like, huge divergence between these markets. It's nuts. RTY, red, or balancing there. YM, red. We're at high of day, ES at its midpoint. I mean, it's crazy, 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 crazy. So right at that London high now. Trade through that, and then we go to supply above, like we said. So through it now, just tagging through it. There you go, squeezing through it there. So 850 on the book. They're looking for that drift into 850. Through 850, they're looking for 900. ES trying to get going here as well. Back into sort of overnight range tops here. Still got a way to go. Still got another 5+ points to go on the ES. Maybe a back test here into 23s before it goes. I don't know, onto this wick, but like I don't see why it needs to do it anymore. It doesn't feel like it needs to back test anything ever anymore. It just wants to fly higher. So you just expect this to fly higher, really. It's what it's done all week. It's not offered any pullback. So why offer one now, right? There you go. New squeeze out trying. They're trying again. Little triple top here on the 1 minute. Probably just expands and rips higher into 50, I would expect. If it was going to be technical, it'd backtest into towards that last pivot into 20s. But it's amazing the strength. When shorts are trapped in this market, this thing just goes straight up. Just straight up, like no looking back. There you go. No pullback. Straight upside. Nowhere near the flow zone. Straight upside. Let's go. Up, 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 up. That's all it wants to do. Crazy. Love to be involved in these, but there's no way I'm buying up here after big squeezes and just keeps drifting. But maybe that's my problem. I don't like buying high to go higher. It's just not how I trade. I've never traded that way. It's definitely how this market wants to move right now, though. Sell it on the book at the 50s like we talked about. ES getting a little bit stuck up here again, but kind of expected to get going, especially now it's through 6,100. 61 lots still on the book, 850. He's still looking to get filled up there, and then through that 900. They're still looking to get filled. Like I said, no pullbacks, straight up. That's all this flipping market will do. Oh, it's frustrating the fuck out of me today that I can't get involved in this. If I miss one buy and then it's gone, you know, you miss that and it's gone. It's just instantly gone. Jesus. You gotta laugh. That's all you can do. I'd love to get involved in the buys today if you're gonna do this, but oh man, I really wanted to be a buyer down here. And this is the guy right here. And I really wanted just one back test of this to go. Cannot be buying up here now as we get into supply. It's just no way. Not how I trade. Not how I trade. So gonna have to like it or lump it, Alex. This is how it is, mate. This is the market. It's not going to let you in today, and that's all right. You can't get them all. We had one decent trade, and that's all I've managed so far. Made a little bit of money on those scalps. Look how, again, one tiny 1 minute pullback and just trying to base again. It's incredible. The strength is just incredible. This is just shorts cooked. This is all this is. There's no one buying up here. No higher time frame trader is buying up here right now. There's no way that's happening. It is just shorts cooked. Is it going to offer a bit of a pullback here? That would be nice, wouldn't it? You going to come back towards the flow zones? Nope. Holding London right now. Wow. Are you going to come back to flow zones for us? I'm not touching this. No way. At some point, too many bulls will come in too high and they'll get wrecked. And so I'm not touching this. I'm probably going to watch this drift all the way up to 22K today. Without me. Still divergence on the book. ES not at its highs. Still not at its highs. Cannot get going the ES. Cannot be shorting this, all right? This is where everyone gets stuck trying to short this. There's no short setup here. We had one attempt down here, right? And I said, moment it reclaims this, you must be out. Squeeze potential is on. Now we've got squeeze potential holding. London will drift into this supply block up here. Right, this supply block is from Friday last week. And it goes all the way up to 976. Point of control on that is sort of 910. Right, that's where it wants to drift into, up towards here right now. Right, this is where it's trying to go, old point of control. No breakdown here at all, no deep pullback. Cannot short this, but for me, I can't buy it either, which is why the frustration's building, because I know where it probably wants to go, but unless it gives me a reason or a way of getting involved, it's very, very hard for me to do anything. Nice, Crawford. So you got that long back up through previous day high, I'm guessing? Here's a deeper pullback. Back testing now. Those old highs we talked about, back testing the old highs. Watching this carefully. Do we set up some bullish structure here, or are bulls trapped? I'm watching ES into VWAP as well. I'm watching how we react here. I'm definitely not just buying a dip here. Because if this is the moment where bulls are cooked, you have got to be careful. So holding the previous day highs here. Previous day highs, the old supply block, right? This kind of level. Move this down a bit. This needs to act as support, basically. We'll let this see if it wants to do a two-leg pullback and then offer me a buy. Yeah, lovely work, Crawford. Lovely work. Yes, looks weak here. Watching it into VWAP. SPY trying to hold VWAP. I'd like to look at a possible buying scenario. Issue is now that we've cleared out London. And is that it? Is it like, well, we've cleared out London, I'm done. I'm done messing around now. Really, we should drift higher. It should want to keep attacking higher. It should want to keep attacking higher, really. Watching this, building liquidity. It's holding quite nicely. We can actually just move this down. Basically, we're looking for it to hold this. But remember, we've taken London out. That's the only thing. So we need to prove that we're going to get up into the supply overhead. And then I'm going to be looking for a trade into 910s, 905, 910s if it can do it. But again, this is buying high to go higher. This is not what I love. Jeff W on that long entry 792. Lovely. So you took, yeah, just like we talked about. Once it reclaims here, squeeze it on. Great work. Great work. ES looking better now, holding its view up. We rebalanced that M5 and held very, very nicely there. Two-leg, I'd prefer a two-leg pullback to get involved with. Just because I think it offers a better trap scenario. Lots of liquidity starting to stack up ahead. 850, 875, 887, 900. So they want to use that as magnet to draw up there. Uh-oh, what's this? Hitting the wire. Some Trump nominee, I will seek to implement trade policies to incentivize good paying jobs and American workers. Senate confirmation hearing. So the Senate got a hearing right now on that stuff. That's not ideal timing wise. So here's the second leg. How deep can we go? Yeah, not bidding on this. Just going to let it finish the pullback. Like I said, if the aim was to just sweep London and then give it all back, then it will. It's what's tricky now. It's taking liquidity both sides. Wow, nice dump here, all the way to view up. If we let go down here, we're going to go back to that old point of control into the 700s. Oh, you got to laugh. Back to previous day high here. View up incoming. ES letting go of everything. Yeah, exactly. I see that US Iran sanctions on the Treasury website. I just see that hitting. Momentum very, very strong. Look at the volume in that candle, right? That's a big kill candle there. I would not be long in this right now. Really not long in this right now. ES back down to previous day high. So this is new lows of day on the ES to like make this make sense in the divergence in the market. ES is right down here right now. All right, so do they sell bounces now? Are we going for that move to 700, or is this the absorption level? Right, is this the big back test that they wanted? Trap all the shorts in to go higher. Remember, we've just come from here to here. All right, they might want to hold this. If they get stuck here, then we can do lower high, lower low. If they absorb this and trade through this, then we get that inverted head and shoulder look. Right, back testing where we found buyers earlier, but this momentum is very, very strong right now. Look at this volume in this kill candle. All right, so as long as they stay heavy versus this, I'd be kind of cautious because a lot of selling came in here. A lot of selling. ES re-attacking its lows again. VIX with a pop through to 1560. VIX needs to really reclaim. If we're actually going to go on a sell day, you need to see VIX reclaiming previous day low. Just not done yet. Mag 7 still a mixed bag here. All right, Apple now 1/3% down, Microsoft 0.8% up, Amazon 0.5% up. Remember, Amazon's got earnings after the bell. Google over 0.5% down. Meta 1.6% up. Just incredible strength from Meta. Continues. Nvidia 1% up and Tesla 2.5% down. So So far, that previous day high on the ES being soaked off so far. If they let go of that previous day high, I'd be very, very cautious. QQQ coming down to its VWAP, NQ at VWAP, SPY and ES all underneath their VWAPs right now. So if we bounce short here, if we bounce and get stuck, maybe a rotation for this. Otherwise, we are in higher highs and higher lows from a technical standpoint, right? So you have to think that they absorb this. It's how we act after this that becomes key. Trend confirmation lower will be this, right? Would be this with a break of structure. Then you get a confirmation of new lows coming. Until that point, technically, we're in an uptrend, but there is a chance here for a lower high to be made somewhere in here if they're going to rotate. So Crawford, you passed a 50K account, I'm guessing there. You had a 4K target. 4K is quite a lot for a 50K account. Normally they're like 3,000 or 2,500. It's quite high, isn't it? So here's the bounce. ES bouncing off previous day high. Here we go back towards that kill candle that we just talked about. All right, so sellers will need to come in here and keep this heavy into flow zones if they are going to have a chance of making a lower high, lower low. Any reclaim of this volume candle, right, this big kill candle with volume, if they reclaim the top side and build liquidity here, we go higher. They do this. Otherwise, sellers are looking for this move, which is what ES is trying to do. I'm watching this now carefully. There you go. They're trying to get through this view up. How we act here is key. How we act at these buying levels is key. Stuck at previous day high now. Watching this now for a potential short rotation. Feel better about this if ES starts letting go of previous day high as well. Until that point, then it's a bit iffy. Because ES is effectively at its neckline right now. So do pops start failing here or not? A lot of liquidity left the book there. 900 still on that, left on the book, but some liquidity left the book. I'm going to look lower. 650s on the book, 100 lot down there. That's quite low. I would imagine some bids come in around those 700s, the point of controls that we were talking about earlier. If we're going to do this, if we're going to do this move down, all right. Initial balance now printing, and we're right at the midpoint of it. So watching this for a short break now for this bear flag. All right, can we get a break underneath VWAP for continuation lower? Can ES break underneath previous day high for a continuation lower? Failure to do that, again, is likely to trap shorts. Failure to move under VWAP will trap shorts. They will need to break this. They need to break this and then get this. So far, just absorption, back and forth and back and forth. Here we go. Beautiful. Can we get continuation now? Wow. Unwilling there. Come on. Oh, same story over and over. I don't know why I even try anymore. Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, why even bother? Come on. Give me a pullback to the point of control. Come on. For once, market. For once, please be nice. Come all the way down here for me. And I can have a short and I can potentially have a long. Right at the midpoint in the session. Where's that New York Open as well? Should mark that out. Right there, right? They're protecting that. Should have put that in. That's a big level. Yeah. That's a big level. Should have put that in earlier. Big, big level. They're talking about tariffs right now. I keep seeing that hit the wire. Sorry, I had to finish replying to a student. What is this tariff news? Universal tariffs should be studied and considered to see if it can reduce the US trade deficit. So, kind of useless statement there. Absolutely useless statement there. All right, so squeezes on here. Squeezes on here. So back test of here. They need to stay heavy versus this. If they reclaim this, we go higher. If they stay heavy versus this, then potential sweep and lower. Those are the two trades which are sort of panning out right now. It will come, indicator. It will come. So there's a back test of that volume. Now, do they fail previous day high and VWAP, fall that trade down? So was this a back test into this kill candle where we had this volume? All right, against this. If they stay heavy, this move's possible. They must get a break of structure. If this is going to be, you know, the lower high, they must create a lower low. Failure to create a lower low will initiate a squeeze. Remember, squeezes happen, best moves happen when we get a failure to do something. Failure to break a high, failure to break a low. Yeah, lots of strength. Definitely lots of strength. Lots of strength. But midpoint of range, remember, we're here. IB high, IB low, midpoint of range, VWAP is here. Let's put a anchor on. Let's get rid of these quickly, and then I'll put the anchor on. Let's put an anchor on New York. It's probably just flat. Yeah, so VWAPs are holding. We're above VWAPs right now. Like we said, through this, we will build liquidity up here. If we trade through if we trade through this, we'll build liquidity up here for a drive higher. So this was the deep pullback. Buyers getting involved now. If we get up here and hold this, I'll think about buying. Otherwise, I'm not thinking about buying yet because that lower high can still come in place. I need to know shorts are completely destroyed here, basically, like they have been all day. We said originally narrative should be up towards that 910, but that kill candle was pretty big. But maybe just because of the news, I don't know. That's the biggest volume candle of the day, that kill candle. Jesus, trading view, fuck's sake. Can you stop doing that? Driving me nuts today. I'm going to need a restart on this computer soon. The liquidity still adding higher, so they're still there on the tape. 850, 875, 887, 900. They're all up there looking to get filled. Reclaiming this whole level down like we talked about. So if it can create bullish structure up here, I will get bullish. Please don't just squeeze through without creating structure. Please, market. If it goes on a monster squeeze, I'm telling you now, I'm done for the day and I'm leaving. If this creates no structure, I am gone. Because I cannot trade when it's just going to do this, for fuck's sake. Oh. Can already tell I'm done for the day. Come on, do something. Base out for a while. Holy shit balls. That's got to be news, right? Holy shit. Woo. Holy shit, what the fuck? Oh my god, what just hit the news? That's cut that. Wow. Well, that's why I don't chase a market up. Anyone see what that was? Oh my god, what a market. He's got to have said something. There's no way that's happened with that much volume. Look at the volume on that. Monster. This is why I refuse to chase markets. Now you see why I play, and look at that, absorb straight back up. All right, guys, I'm going to tell you now, for at least 10, 15, 20 minutes, like I'm going to say until the new hour, I'm not trading, because this market's in it's in a bit of a spasm here while it tries to decide what it's going to do. Jesus. There's got to be something that caused that. It can't just be a sell. I can't see anything either. That volume was massive, so it reclaimed back up to level. I was looking for it to build out some structure here for me to think about getting long, and it instantly just got slammed. Wild. Wild. Books cleared out as well. Everyone's panicked there a little bit, started to thin out. Everyone's like, what's going on here? It was definitely like a mini flash crash. It was exactly what it was. It was a 100-point drop in... How many seconds did that happen in? I don't think I have a seconds chart on here. If anyone's got a seconds chart, how many seconds did that happen in? Oh, I do have a seconds chart. 10, 20, 30. Maybe even less. Let's go. Okay, in 5 seconds, It did a move from 826 to 900. So it did 35 points. Then it consolidated for 10 seconds before a huge drop down again. So this is basically I know we're on a seconds chart here, but this is basically the same thing now. Do they do the same thing here? Or is this the initiation of the squeeze now? What a absolute bonkers chart right now. I like the shorts right now from a technical standpoint. I prefer to be short side in this based on like how much selling is coming into it. But if they keep absorbing and shorts chase too low, that's when we go for rips upside. Yeah, Vince, 20 seconds. Yeah, I have it like 25 seconds or so. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, stuck at view up again. I like the shorts here for rotation. I'm just like a bit scared to really take them now, given what's going on. I think like if we're going to get heavy, we should rotate down to point of control. But if they keep absorbing these same levels over and over and over again, then obviously we go all the way back to 900. I hope everyone had a stop loss. Yeah, I mean, it's why I say in this market, you've got to have a stop loss right now. There is if we let go of New York Open here, there is a rotation possible, like for this move here. I'm nervous about it. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm nervous about it. I want to take it, but I am nervous about this rotation down. But it should come down if they're going to let it go. ES failed its reclaim. So ES did the same crash, drove all the way back up to VWAP and got slammed. So there's sellers up there on the S&P right now. Feels like this needs to break down now. It feels like there's too many buyers in this market and they're going to get punished. They need a break of structure here. They need to break out outside the initial balance low. We have previous day levels here, this white line. They start letting go of these, and if ES stays heavy versus previous day high and VWAP, ES is at a demand pool. If it starts flipping that demand pool into supply, this will wash lower. It will come down to these levels down here into point of control. And then we can think about a failed auction kind of theory down here. All right, but technically, this has been building liquidity now all day to move lower, to move lower. This is the break of structure. We should be moving lower here from a technical standpoint. But the way it's moved is making it very, very hard for me to really get involved with conviction. Let me see these hourly charts. The hourly chart as well has been a drive up and a failure above that London high. Trading at point of control right now. If it lets go, yeah. Even if we sweep, we should sweep 738 and then drift back into 710. So I like the shorts here from a technical standpoint. I like selling pops if it's going to let go. Yeah, I see gear at Senate, but there's nothing lining up with that. I saw the gear stuff, but news-wise doesn't can't really see anything. Same thing I read like 10 minutes ago. Universal tariffs should be studied and addressed, blah, 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 blah. All right. Breaking down here, like we said, this is what we're thinking. We're looking for that run of the initial balance low and then a continuation down into point of control. ES into a very, very key level here. If ES lets go, we should get a flush point here on the Qs. 50s here key. Letting go 50s. We get that run down to the IB low of 40s. Underneath 40s, we should get a move down to 700s. Like I said, it feels now like buyers are trapped in this. This is the first time where I felt like, yeah, buyers feel trapped now. I must have missed that, Peter. Thanks for letting me know. So here you go. Running down to that IB low like we talked about. This feels very heavy now. Taking some of this. Make sure you're paying yourself a little bit here into that initial balance low. And if we get an auction underneath, we're thinking about, can we auction underneath for this move here? But they will try and protect the IB low. If they let go of the IB ho, if they let go of the IB low, we will move further down into this old point of control. Remember, this blue box is where demand is. You don't want to be getting short in demand the same way we didn't want to be getting long in supply. ES breaking its IB low there. Breaking, is this previous day open? Previous day close. Breaking previous day close here. Key levels here. Watching dailies. We're trading inside now. So failed breakout on the dailies. How we operate, those in the room who have done the course, think about how we operate versus Tuesday high. And do we protect Tuesday high or not? That is absolutely key. When did I enter? I started entering. Let's have a look. Here. On breakdown. Here. Cover and cover. I will try and fade pops if it shows me. I'm going to be very, very cautious though, because we're inside initial balance. Don't want to get trapped at the lows. Yes, sweeping and soaking so far. So need to be very cautious here if they put a squeeze on off the initial balance low for a rotational day. It is possible. So one leg, two leg. This is what I was saying. I really would have loved to have shorted this, but I felt so uncomfortable doing it. But this was a good short. Now I need to be careful versus this. So one leg, two leg. Remember when we were up here, we were talking about needs to sell here. It got a little bit over it. Sold. Break of structure. There's your change of character. There's your sell. And we're looking for a continuation now into this pool of liquidity underneath. That's what we're thinking about. Initial balance rules apply though. Reclaim of New York, no bueno. All right. Reclaim of New York and flow zones, no bueno. Technically, we're bearish all the way up until 813, but it's a long way away. I can show you here so you can see. Short, a little cover because I was a little scared here. I was like uncomfortable, and then short again, and then covering into the lows. And are they going to bear flag here? Again, a reclaim of VWAP, previous day high, any of those levels, shorts are off the table because technically we're in a range rotation. Technically we're in initial balance. We can just go range rotation, IB high, VWAP, VWAP, IB low, VWAP. We can go back to IB low, or we can go back to IB high. All of these things are possible. I'm going to get rid of this New York VWAP because it's not really offering much today. Everything's flat. Trading back towards that New York Open and the VWAP here. Remember, reclaiming of those, very iffy. The fact that ES swept its low in demand and is printing upside would make me feel a little bit uncomfortable here. VIX as well failed to break out through previous day low. There's still liquidity on the book higher as well. Do I want lower? Yeah. Do I think it can give it? I don't know right now. We're just in a very odd range rotational market. It's very, very quick right now when it goes into those cells. Previous day high here on the ES. I mean, look at the Mag 7. Apple, 0.5% down now. Over 0.5%, 0.6% down. Is this the bear flag to go lower here? That's what I'm asking. Do they start breaking down here? Looking good. I want to see just aggression come in the market on the volume. I don't like there's no volume right now on the sell. Right, no volume here on the sell. Want to see aggression set in. Better. Better. ES rejecting nicely here. Can we get some follow through? Needs to break through 50s, right? Needs to break through 50s. Otherwise, it can be absorbed off that low pivot, right? Where the buyers came back in right here. It needs to get through this. Otherwise, it can do this. So interesting how Ninja and TradingView calculate open and closes with candles differently. It's really stupid. Still love a trade into the overnight low, the point of control. I'd love to see us come back into that level. We're at the most volume on the day has been created where we are right now at 63s. IB being protected here. So IB to VWAP about to happen. It's crazy, man. Every day. Back to VWAP. ES got a long way to go to get back to VWAP. Watching this carefully. If they're going to reject it and do this bear flag, I'm going to participate. Needs to confirm though. I need to see it like really start to show up. I want to see volume on the tape. I want to see sellers come in on the tape aggressively. I don't want to be attacking the IB low and getting trapped. It's fucking dangerous. Really, I really want to see us rotate into here, into 710s or so, into that old point of control. Looking better here. I want to see it stay heavy versus 60 now, basically 62 on that breakdown. And then let go of 50s. If it can stay heavy versus sort of 62 and let go of 50s, then I think there's a trade on here, but otherwise, don't like it. Still building, still not ready yet. Clearly still not ready yet. Again, watching the volume. Look at the volume on the tape there. No sell volume came in. So rejecting the New York Open. Didn't quite get to VWAP, but it's not ready yet. So just being patient. ES looks like it's ready. ES just wants to go lower, weaker today. But Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft all green on the day. Mixed bag on the Mag 7. Google, Apple, and Tesla red. Red. Tesla very much red. What a tricky day. What a tricky day. Frustration definitely building in me. Can feel the tilt, can feel the frustration building. Had an attempt at shorts earlier in the session. Can't remember where they were. I think it was somewhere here. And then I wanted to get long. Was it around here? And I think we had a go at this short. And I was saying long through here, but I need a pullback. Never offered it. For me, this was too far extended. Wanted something just into here. went without me. And then I said, okay, well, don't want to get trapped chasing for this move up. And then huge flush down. And then grind back up. Wanted to think about a short in here. And then I was thinking about a long if it built there. Held here. And then instant flush. Retrace back in. And then finally got a piece of this. Wild. Wild, 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 wild. I would imagine there's a lot of traders that got absolutely cooked today. I'm actually up nicely, even though I'm frustrated. I'm up very nicely, so not going to force my way into anything. Stuck at VWAP here. Structure tells me short. Initial balance tells me long. Yeah, so tricky. Structure's telling me this should drift lower. Initial balance is telling me they're trying to protect it for a grind back up. So lack of confluence is basically what I'm saying. Let's have a look at the 5 minute. 5 and 15 are really just in a range. 15 minutes very much range bound. Think about this as your range high, fail breakout above it. Think about this as the range low, building liquidity. Flipping wild. New hourly bar here. So let's think about this hourly bar. Starting to get stuck underneath point of control here. All right, so any rejection of POC, then maybe we get hourly expansion lower. Reclaim of POC, then we're going to trade back up to 790. And if it's going to attack the hourly highs, that would be high of day. Kind of think like it should want to come down towards 740 really on this hourly bar, but who knows? Market feels a little unpredictable right now. There's your new hourly bar, new hourly drive. Back to point of control. We get a little bit thin into 780. So if they stay heavy at 780, it can rotate to 750s. They reclaim 780s, there's volume at 790s, reclaim that, then we're going to go higher. Wow. Just like it cannot make its mind up. VWAP again. Yeah. That might be also a lot of it, Peter. It might be the jostling today for NFP. Very, very possible. Expecting big moves tomorrow off NFP. So back towards previous day high, reclaiming New York Open right at the VWAP again now. Never swept that initial balance low, interestingly. Just straight protected that 930 candle. Man, even this is... That's okay. I'm going to say my trading view looked way different to Ninja for a second there. All right, bear with me, team. Right back. Might be a minute. Okay, what are we getting here? All right, rejection of VWAP, possible bear flag breakdown. If they really let this go, still looking for a rotation into the IB low if they're going to do it. And then through the IB low, we can think about point of control. If they keep basing out here, it's going to be problematic and a squeeze is potentially on. So those are the two trades. So potential bear flag breakdown from flow zones. All right, they need a break of structure here. So you need to respect this in here, cover points in this short, and then runners into this. Yes, right at its IBL right now. So, like again, divergence in terms of like positioning on the charts. Be nice to just see a snap here rather than a reclaim. But the chances of that in this market seem non-existent, don't they? Seem non-existent. Maybe shorts trapped at those lows. Want to be careful here. Needs to reject the VWAP. And if it doesn't reject VWAP here, I think a squeeze is on, to be quite honest. Last dip in held. This dip in held. If it doesn't reject this for this move here, if it reclaims, this squeeze is definitely on. It's crazy. We're only in like 100 points, and it just feels very violent for 100 points today. Maybe that's just me. That VIX trading inside as well, not ideal. VIX not once broken out of its previous day low. Not once. All right, so that is not bearish on the market. VIX printing underneath the previous day low. Gives the market a little bit of strength there, or at least consolidation strength. I'm still looking around for this news that caused that flash. I can't see anything that big. Still stuck at VWAP here on the NQ. SPY and ES have a long way to go if they're to get back to VWAP. It feels like market wants to break down. It really does, but I've felt like that a few times and it's been unwilling. You know, it's been very, very unwilling. It's been very, very resilient, this market. If it starts to roll here, I'm not against having a shot at the short for a move back down to the IB low. From VWAP to IB low. If it reclaims VWAP, no interest at all. Absolutely none. This 5 minute and 15 minute doing just sideways, man. Not sure. Five minutes protecting that. What's not nice is we're protecting this, but this is such a big move. By the time it gets there, it can just rip. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I'm not. I'm done. I'm definitely done in this market for today. And unless it shakes out, I'll come back in the afternoon. I'll sit here with you for a little longer. But this market is showing me it's going to be nasty today, I think. Like the back and forth. We didn't base here. We didn't base here. We rejected quick. Now we're basing. It could do this again. It can do grind all the way up. I don't know. And I've got no reason to see. I can't find why we've put in these kill candles on this volume. It's such big volume on the day. And that's the main thing I'm looking at is these kill candle volumes on the day. Back to previous day high here again. Basing over VWAP now. Squeeze can happen here without a doubt. ES back to VWAP. Divergence in the market. Like, it's fucking ugly out here today, man. VIX fading back down towards its IB low. Like, it's just a complete mishmash. Nice, Tyson. Yeah, have a good session, buddy. So where did sellers last came in? They last came in right here. All right, and this is midpoint. This is fucking shit. Midpoint of a session. I don't want to trade that. This is terrible, man. The seller's probably got trapped down here again, allowing this squeeze up, which is why we're not getting a failure here, because they've chased down low, and then we get no technical play down low for a continuation. So basically, shorts are destroying any good flow zone setup right now by chasing all the bloody time. Yeah, just be patient, Christy. Don't force it. All right, one trade at a time. Definitely don't be forcing it. Look at this move from ES. All the way back up. Now it's going to go for those liquidity runs into IB high by the looks of it. So squeeze probably on here in the market. This is a funny old market today. Nice. Good work, Tyson. Lock that money in and get out of here. Hit my wire now. Japan and the US in AI chips fields aimed at bolstering supply chain. Nikkei. Back to PDH. This market just feels like it doesn't know what it wants to do. But protecting that high so far, this high here where sellers last came in. I said, I don't like any trade here right now. Midpoint of this. Technically, you're a sell from here. But I'd much rather see something come in because you're just opening up your one-to-one. And you're reclaiming the key levels. Even thinking about a sell here, look at this structure that we've built for the upside move. Upside, upside, above VWAP, above flow zones. This pullback can hold and squeeze. Just, they're making it really, really hard to get involved anymore. There you go. Pullback's holding. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this. Got to remind myself there is upside potential here. We're holding and basing. I'm going to go back to the H1 and show you what I mean. We are in same block here to here. There was supply here earlier. We wicked it and failed. Okay, came back down, never even got down here. We were looking for a move down here to buy for a rotation. We never got down there. Guess who did get down there? ES got down there and did a beautiful move. Days like today, I think, why am I trading the NQ? ES giving lovely, lovely moves. It sweeps. ES does everything. Everything we wanted this morning. For a short rotation, what did we want? We wanted a sweep of the London high for that failure. ES gave it. Grinded all the way down. Came back down into here. Swept. Pivot. Now going upside. Much better move. What's this done? Not a lot. Didn't even get down here. This was pre-market. We're here in New York. Didn't even come and give us that move. Overall, I'm trying to remind myself, we're bullish overall. Sentiment is bullish overall for this upside. Through here, we were saying we're looking at 910 for the old point of control. But trading inside initial balance, like I said, structure-wise, it felt like a short. Here's your pivot. Here's short should happen into this for this. But like I said, initial balance rules dictate a move from IB to VWAP. Reclaim VWAP all the way up here. So we're fighting against different rules right now. Structure was saying lower. Initial balance is saying structure should shift and take us higher right now. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart for you lot. A bit frustrated today. It's not even about the money, it's just the process. Making it a bit harder. I got the feeling the afternoon might offer something really nice. Definitely tomorrow we'll have some big moves in the market for NFP. Definitely. All these wicks up here that you can try and liquidate. That's what it's trying to do. It wants to do this now. Capped. I did get one good trade off the ES move. Nicely green now, recovering from a modestly red day. Small red's fine, mate. No big deal there. Just feels like it wants to go for the squeeze and drift now. I just can't play the midsection of this. These are days like, really, these are probably stay away days. When the flow zones do this, it's so ugly. Why can't I have a day where I have this one? Well, I missed this yesterday. The morning gave all this chop. This beautiful. These are the plays that I like when my flow zones just support action. Not these inside washes. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we get a trend tomorrow. I think on this daily, what can we do? Maybe tomorrow we go for that high of week. 959. We went right for the gap fill today. So the high of day was that gap fill we talked about pre-market. Go to this. We talked about this gap pre-market. That was our high of day. Right into him, this wick. We peaked above it by like a point. Yeah, very, very close. This gap holding us down right now. So 2 week old, new week opening gap, basically. Hey, you're green, Miguel. Don't worry about it. Three minis on the NFP, eh? You going long or short for that, CC? You going full send long? Market's struggling up here. I'm surprised. It should just come and sweep. Well, we did sweep by a tick, I guess. By a little bit. I'm surprised it doesn't want to just drift all the way up. Yeah, still sellers on the book up above. 875, 887, 900. Buy order, sell order, with one getting triggered. Okay, so an OCO order, I'm guessing like up above and down below. So you're just going to try and play the momentum of those. ES getting stuck again. It's so bizarre, man, that these aren't just like slamming into highs. If they let this go here, it's fucking nasty. I've got no advice, man, for NFP. I don't play NFP. I just let it do what it wants, and once it settles down at the open, I trade it. NFP's a wild one, man. Absolutely wild. And you can get slipped big time. There you go, yes, absorbing that last pullback now. Like I said, it should just drift higher here. It's odd that it's not just pumped. How long we got till lunch? 40 minutes. Maybe that's why I'm just getting stuck here a little bit. Reclaim of these can go, but have a look at this mag. Apple under view up, bouncing off the IB low. Microsoft trading at high of day at the IB high. Amazon above view up, trading just mid-session underneath previous day high. Google failing its IB high, trading back towards its view up inside pre-market. Meta insanely strong. Is this going to print new debt? Yeah, so a breakout here on Meta. So it made new all-time highs today. If it can break out again, we'll print new all-time highs on Meta. Nvidia just basing, holding gains relatively well. So big pullback in the morning and just like grinding up now on Nvidia. Tesla just weak, continues to be seriously weak, that stock. Trump is meeting leaders of steel and FedEx today, sources say. Again, liquidity is still higher. It's there to be taken. I'm surprised it's taking this long to actually rotate up towards the highs. Stops in the market. They are here. They are here. They are here. They were there. They took them. So maybe a pullback into here if we do this kind of thing like we'd normally do. Build the liquidity, swipe all these lot out. Maybe then if it holds, if it gets stuck here, be careful of this. Your midpoint of the range, there's nothing really very attractive right now. Not for me anyway, with how I would trade. Back to that whole number, 21,800. There's not many buyers down like underneath. Like there's a big lot at 650 and that's it. It's just like it's condensed on the book. You can see it's just lots of like 20 and 30 lots sort of stacked all around constantly. Maybe they go for that sweep move like we talked about and then see if they trap like they have the last few days down there or not. Technically on a 15-minute, we're still bearish. It's really hard. Technically on a 15-minute, no, we're rangy. On a 5-minute, this is a problem. There's a real lack of alignment. Back to PDH. But yeah, nothing to do here right now. Four more likes to get me to 50, team. That's what we try and get to every day. Not the best stream today. Sorry, team. Not having those banging winners like we have done most of the week today. Caught a little piece. I think most of you probably traded better than me. VIX trying to find a bid off its initial balance low. It's still underneath previous day low. It's not exactly bullish on the VIX. Market just feels like it's in limbo here. SPY coming back down towards its VWAP. It did get a bounce off there on the last 5-minute candle. I'm wondering if it needs to revisit it again or not. Already rebalanced once. Shouldn't really need to revisit it. But definitely there's like major hesitation in this market now. We're just printing midpoint of the day. Think about this. We're basically midpoint of the session around here. Right, does it base here? Does it want to do this? Does it do this? Or does it just do this all day? Very, very possible. All this, all day. Wait for NFP maybe. I don't know. Doesn't feel in a hurry. Earlier today, it felt in a hurry to go and seek the liquidity. It doesn't feel in a hurry anymore, does it? Slowed right down. Here's your breakdown. So do we go and attack the VWAP now? Does it let go of everything into this liquidity? Like, I don't know. I don't have a clear directional thesis and bias right now. If it wanted to do this, it could. If it wants to do this right now, it could also. This is fairly strong selling coming in here, volume-wise. There's VWAP. ES with a bid on VWAP. Head and shoulders. I mean, it's too early yet. It's way, way too early. Unless you're talking about this, but even this, it's too early. This is the structure that we broke out from. I would think about this if we're going to do it. And this might just be a clear out like we talked about. You have to be. There's so many things here at play. If this is that trend line, clear out and go back upside, and this is where we know buyers stepped in. Right, this breakout caused this. Always look for the big engulfing candles. This is a big move. 1, 2, 3, straight upside. So buyers came in here. So they'll look to protect this. If these buyers become sellers, then you can get that rotation. Yeah, they're trying. They're not doing a very good job. Not doing a good job at all. Oh, bigger time frame. Which time frame are you looking at, bud? 5-minute possibly, but again, it's so messy, man. We can say this as well, you know. It's just stuck in liquidity right now, building liquidity. I don't have an edge right now, which is why I'm not calling anything or saying anything. If I had an edge, I'd be saying Like liquidity on the book is telling me we drift higher. That's what I'm seeing on the book. But I'm not confident in it. Not at all. But there's more sellout orders up top wanting to get filled. But we're just inside of initial balance. 4-year bill auction here. Back to view up again. Over half an hour left. Protecting your viewer. Your range today is basically 60 points, most of it. 750 to 807, 60 odd points. That's where most of the volume's been done today. You could say everything on every time frame right now, right? This is kind of what I'm getting at. Nothing like super clear and directional. Again, this is where we know buyers came in here. We know they came in here. It needs to hold this for upside. If it fails this, then maybe you get a directional trade lower. Tapping VWAP yet again. Definitely doing the view up dance, mate. 100%. Exactly what it's doing. So there's a sweep of it. Now, do they let go here and go build the liquidity underneath New York Open and go rotate for the lows? If they do that, it's far more interesting for a short continuation. Starting to let go here. Again, remember, this is the key area here. New York Open. This is where buyers came in. This is their block. If I was going to paint this, this is where the buyers came in. Cannot be short in here. This is where they're showing you. This is where they want to hold. And still do this. If we do this, we can come down here. So I had to turn the mic off, a bit like Wedding Crashers. Telling my wife, "Make me some fucking meatloaf." That's why I was asking for oats. Meatloaf! Mom! Get my meatloaf! So doing the dance in this area where those buyers were earlier. If they start to fail it, then you have the rotation back down to the initial balance low. If they hold this, there's still potential to move back upside. It is messy, 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 messy. All right. Here's your New York Open. So that last push and fail was pretty good. They start to bend over here and break down, then you get that rotation lower. ES coming back towards its IBL already. Might get a big flush here if they really, really let it go. They sweep those buyers, not quite. You will need pops to fail here for that rotation. Yeah, so good, isn't it, Gary? I love it. So good. They don't make films like that anymore, I swear. Maybe just showing my age, but I used to love all those films back in the day. They're too worried about offending people nowadays, probably. So ES coming back down to where it found some buyers, right? ES coming back down to those key levels in towards its initial balance. Again, you need pops to fail here on the market if you're thinking about a rotation in towards initial balance lows. They can still soak this. You'd need a pop and a fail. If you're going to use this liquidity, you need pops to fail like this. They reclaim this, and they squeeze back up using this liquidity as buyers take control. Yeah, Nvidia having a good day, man. 1.86% up already. I mean, a good day. Had a good gap up. It's in recovery mode right now. I think 129 was the breakout point. Let me have a double check that. Yeah, it needs to. Oh, maybe not quite that high. Yeah, I've got an alert here. 130.30 basically. That's your breakout for pivot high on Nvidia. Can you get a bear flag for a pop and fail to make that right shoulder, basically? All right. If you're going to look for this, you need these to stay heavy and this. And cover here and runners into this. If it just holds this, you get a squeeze back up. Remember, this is the key level where buyers have been earlier in the session. You are doing the dance between the New York Open and the VWAP right now. Were you in calls, small caps trader? Someone was in calls on Nvidia the last few days. I can't remember who it was. Someone in this room. Trump news coming out. Oh, fantastic. Trump to sign order on Thursday sanctioning the International Criminal Court for targeting allies such as Israel and the White House officials. Right? What we don't need in this market is any more Trump news. We just need him and his partners just to shut up just for a week. Just let this market calm down for a week. Okay, so here's your potential bear flag. You will need a break of structure here for confirmation for a move lower. It's trying to do it. You are at a key liquidity pool. There you go, drifting now. Such quick absorption there. As soon as it came down towards that wick, that was absorbed instantly into 65, 67s. It's a big, big level, this. It will affect the sentiment going into lunch. I really would like to see this just puke out, but it doesn't seem that willing. It does not seem that willing. Do not be in an add scenario. If they start reclaiming this, you don't want to be add here because you will get smoked. So be rigid with how you're trading this if you're looking for that fail back to IB low. Remember, you know buyers have stepped in here, right? And they stepped in here and here, right? So this is what's hard about today is the way it's built structure. This has been a key level. Buyers, buyers, buyers. You need them to become sellers to get a decent move lower. We can keep going in range rotation between these. Like I said, it can do it all day long if it wants. You need this breaker structure here. It needs to come with volume as well. You will need to see it with volume, not just trickling around, which is what it seems to be doing right now. Next 100 days, yeah. I mean, next week's a bit tricky. My wife's away. I will stream, but I'll have to figure it out because I will have to do the dog walk in the morning. So unless she's going to let me walk her at 5:30 a.m., which she does not particularly like, if she does, then yeah, I'll still stream all next week. Battleground here. Volume starting to dry up. Would like to see this attack the IB low, but what I like and what it would do is two different things. But it would be nice to see it attack the IB low and go down to that old point of control. You just need to be careful. If they don't get that move, it becomes more and more probable for a squeeze. Here you go. So it looks like it wants to try and do that move now for you. In a small piece, very small piece here. What's on the tape? 750s on the tape. Want to see them break those guys, snap their necks, go straight down lower. If we can get through IB low, I'm going to think about that old point of control towards 700. Right, all the way down here, 710, the old POC. That'd be a really nice trade if we can get down there. Stop pulling back. Just start flushing. Stop it. Why, when I want to trade, will you not just go straight down? But when I want to get in an entry, you go straight up and don't pull back for me. But when I want the move, you fanny around. Douglas, you want to see my dog? She's a little pit bull. Want to see it? Let's see if she'll come in there with me. Luna. Luna. Come here. Why are you wet? She's just eating a biscuit, and then I'll show you. Come here. This be my pit bull. This is Luna. She's a lab pit. She's wet at the moment. She just came back from a walk. So you look good here, but if this squeezes, you cannot hold on to this, guys. Like I said, if it fails to rotate all the way down, it'd be a problem. All right, you want to go? Yeah, it's a woof woof. Yeah, she's amazing. Best dog. Honestly, it probably saved my life, that dog, during COVID. She was a COVID dog. We rescued her from Tijuana. She just had pups when we got her. She's been amazing. Amazing dog. All right, so you're still just doing this dance. I mean, it gave you a little bit of action here, didn't it? That's not bad underneath these, but we wanted down here. Maybe we're greedy. So you're looking for this. If it reclaims this, do not be adding up here. All right, if it reclaims this, it can slingshot fast. Believe me, lots of people were looking for the short we were looking for. If it doesn't, if they didn't cover any position here and it starts to reclaim this, move fast. You've seen how this moves when one side's trapped. It moves really, really quick. All right, if this was not news, all right, when bulls got trapped, bang, back to the same level, bang, back to the same level, more of a drip. And then here, drip, 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 drip. If one side's trapped, we can accelerate fast. You need it to stay heavy, basically, versus VWAP. That's really what you need. ES at its VWAP right now. SPY a little bit longer to go. QQQ is at its VWAP. NQ almost at its VWAP. VIX, really bad, man. VIX cannot reclaim previous day low. VIX is trading underneath previous day low, currently near low of session. Right, it's not what you want from the VIX if you are looking to fade this market right now. You need the VIX to go on a ripper upside through previous day low. I'm flattening this right now. I did take that short and I did cover some and I moved my stop aggressively because I don't want to get caught in a squeeze. Not having a huge day, but not having a terrible day either. All right, so just, feel like underachieving right now, but it's all right. Those are all, what am I trading today? Those are Apex. 1, 2, 3, 4 Apex accounts. I'm going to touch my TraderFi's today. I like trading my TraderFi accounts when we're in a trending market because I can put a position on and just leave it. And I don't even mind going out for a walk or something because I don't have to worry about the trailing drawdown. My Apex accounts, though, I have to trade them a bit differently. Having said that, I must be close to some of these being past now. So one's 4,500. What's the trail on a 9K now where the drawdown stops? Is it 4.5 or is it 5K? It used to be 4.5. It might be 5K now. I have to check that. Yeah, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 7, 2, 6, 2, 2. No, I'm not talking about the straight to funded, Jonathan. Talking about the trailing drawdown on an Apex 150K. When does that trailing drawdown go away? Is it 4.5 grand or is it 5 grand? It definitely used to be 4.5 grand. I've got a feeling it's 5 grand now. So it's 5 grand. I need to make a little bit more money in some of them, not a lot more, and then I can trade it the same way I trade my TraderFi accounts and just put the position on and leave it. And that's the dream boat scenario when you stop having to scalp. I flipping hate scalping them. Dream boat scenario is to take something like this, like let's say you're short here, your risk is here, and you're like, right, I'm going to cover point of control, and you put this on 10 or 15 accounts and you just let it work. Right, and then maybe once you get a breakdown here, you move your stop break even, or maybe a tick in the money so you don't lose, and your cover's here. So you either make, the 100 points, or you make like $5 on each account, and you can just not have to over monitor it. When you're trading Apex and trying to build the accounts up, you've got to monitor them. No, Crawford, I'm trading them just in rotation at the moment. Once I get them above the threshold, then I'll trade them all together. Yeah, creeping back to VWAP, like this squeeze is potentially on here. All right, so we protected the IB low. ES came back to its IB low, protected it, finding a bid, trading through the VWAP. SPY trading through the VWAP. So now you could say this is your second attempt to go lower and it hasn't gone. So let's imagine this today from the session. Where's the open? Right, chop, 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 squeeze, pull back, hold, trap. There's your trap, long. Should hold up here, doesn't. Comes all the way back down to demand, trades back up to supply, fails. Massive fail. Pull back in. I'm going to zoom this in a bit. Fail. Here's your low of session. Okay, now we didn't sweep here. It's one thing we didn't do, sweep there, which is interesting. Grind. Right? Sellers come back in. This is their next attempt at the low. Right? So sellers try once, sellers try twice. If these sellers do not get a breakdown here, they will get caught because they've had to go here and here. They will get caught if they cannot get a breakdown to this. Like remember in the market, everyone's looking for the same thing. Well, everyone who knows what they're looking at is looking at the same thing. Right? So when do you get people that are trapped? When they either enter late on a sweep, so sellers that entered here for this breaker structure got trapped here, right? And it reclaimed, boom, 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 go. Or when we retest a level and it doesn't break down, right? So if we'd come down here and built some liquidity and done this, maybe it does it here, who knows? But if they can't get this move, they will get trapped. And when sellers get trapped, we go upside. Same as here. Buyers had one attempt to go higher, all right? So this is your range, comes back inside. This is your pivot up. Next attempt failed. Here's your failed attempt to go higher here, so we sell. So all the time, when we fail to do something, that's when the big moves come in the market. It's always when we fail to do something because everyone's positioned. Remember here, everyone's positioned long. Here's their dip back into the same area. So either adding or anyone who didn't get long here takes a new position here. Long, fails to break out, gets caught. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Second attempt. It's just the same. Buyers try once, buyers try twice, caught at the highs, fail. Sellers tried once. If sellers tried twice here and get caught, back. Pivot here, liquidity, liquidity. If we get through higher day, because this can basically be a giant W. And if we get through a higher day, then we go and attack external liquidity. External liquidity will be stuff from Friday last week. Right? If we get through this, we come back into this. I don't want to be long in here. We know selling in here was strong. All right, we've balanced this gap that we talked about. If we get through that, we're going to go for these highs. Once we get through this, rocket ship. I think it's here, or is there levels above? It's the ones above. So once we get through, this will be key. Don't want this to trap and fail. You'd want this to go through here, and then that will just keep driving. I think once we get through this, the chances of getting up here and through it are very, very high. Momentum will absolutely be multi-time frame higher at that point, breaking out of range. Dow, yeah, it's Dow faded. It's a nice trade, isn't it? Push at the open, fail, see you later. What an easy trend trade. Why am I trading NQ when I look at things like the Dow? Oh my God, what an easy trade. Yesterday just offered a nice breakout, grind up all day, failed break of the high today, rotation back. That was so easy. I do question myself sometimes. Why am I trading the hardest instrument to trade? Offers the best money, but it's so stressful. All right, they're having one more attempt here. Can they break down the VWAP? They got trapped at that VWAP. This is the key level we talked about. They need a breaker structure, right? They have to get that breaker structure. Nvidia 2.6% up now, 128. Very strong. Google, red. Amazon, red. Apple, red. Mixed bag. Microsoft, green. And Meta, green, along with NVIDIA. Bonds having a recovery day, almost 1% up. I think they were 2 point something down yesterday. So good bounce there on the treasuries. Five minute. No, 5 minutes just bouncing in a range. 5 minutes here. From this session, change of character, downside. Could argue there, but no. Come and sweep these guys out is what the market would like to do. Whether it can do it or not is another thing. We're trading right in the volume. This is where all the volume has been traded today. If we get underneath, this becomes way more probable. This next push up has to be sold into, in my opinion. You have to sell versus 80 here. Cannot reclaim that. You want the next push up to fail if you're looking for that short back down. The low at 10 a.m. I mean, the low of sessions at 10:45. I'm not Jonathan, no. I would love to see them just slap this back down. And run all these lows here. Nice. Run this next one. I'm in this. Come and slam this. Come and slam this. Come back to lows. Take the IB low. Beautiful. Let's go. Expand the IB low. Expand to the IB low. No pullbacks. Expand to the IB low. Stop pulling back. New hourly candle here. Looks good now. Make sure you're taking some profits here. This was good. Failure at VWAP key level. Partial, partial, partial into here. They've waited all day and they absolutely let this go over lunch. I'm going to be fuming. ES at its IB low. VIX, I've got a little bit to go to get up to previous day low. If it trades through previous day low, the market might let go. Remember, we've protected this zone all day. All flipping day, we've protected this zone. We'd like to see these guys liquidated. After that, I'd then be more interested in the long. Protection of it again. ES bouncing off it again. You're into lunch now, right? So you might get some liquidity starting to thin out. The biggest volume of the day is traded into 70s right now. 770. So reclaim of that, like anything's on the table again. So again, it's just unwilling. It should move lower. Even now, it can still move lower. Here's your breaker structure. It can still move lower, but it just seems unwilling to do that fast, expansive move. Every single move down here is absorbed, 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 absorbed. It's telling. Anything over this, no bueno. VIX can't get through that previous day low. I'm telling you, it's an issue. It's an issue. It hasn't been able to do it once this whole session. No, selling VIX into PDL. That's not going to help the market move lower here. And we're right on previous day close here as well. This white line, previous day close. I might need to change this so I can. What should we make PDC? Slightly more yellow, maybe. Save as default. There we go. And I'll remember because that's the gap fill, really. All right, that's for me. That's it for me, folks. Added a little bit there, not a lot, but we added some. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Again, like I said, you got to respect these guys down here. You have to partial in into liquidity. If you trade through this, this, and then 9-10, okay. I'm definitely not trading this afternoon unless I might set price alerts. Actually, let's do that now. I will add an alert. Add alert, and I'm going to add it here once we get near that level. I might tell it to tell me on my mobile as well. There we go. So it's a little tip for you. It's what I do sometimes. If I don't like what's in front of me, I'll set price alerts and then just wait for the levels to hit. So I've got price alert. Let's just set this to mobile as well. So when it gets there, I'll know about it and I can think about another trade. Oh, sorry. I didn't know the abbreviation. Swing failure patterns. Yes, obviously. Definitely know those. Back tomorrow. Freaky Friday tomorrow. Let's see what we get. NFP. Anything can happen tomorrow. We are in a pump this week. We've closed the gap. Do they want to attack previous week highs? Or are we going to have a trade back inside the range? Time will tell. We will find out. Hopefully, some of you have made some money today. It's not been the easiest work, has it? The difference between today and the other days, most of today has participated in a 50, 60 point range. Previous days, we've had 300-400 point ranges, so it's been really nice and easy. So today was a bit more tricky. So be kind to yourself. You know, if you didn't lock in as much profit as you would have liked, don't worry about it. Another trading day tomorrow. If you took some losses, as long as you stuck to your rules, don't worry about it. It's good trading. Taking losses is part of it. We can't win every single trade. Stick to the process, right? If you traded a good process, you did a good job, right? Use hard stops. As we always say, you know who can do a tweet or say something at any point, right? We're expecting news all the time right now. And I'll be back tomorrow. Those in the room, I'll speak to you after lunch. Trade safe. Peace out.